I'm Kimberly Trebilco and I'm the principal at Giant Steps Tasmania.
What is Giant Steps?
We are a small independent school specifically for students with a diagnosis of autism.
Do you know the history? Can you talk a bit about the history, when it started and what's happened?
Yeah, this year we're coming up to the 30-year anniversary of Giant Steps. So we're actually in the process of doing quite a lot of planning around a reunion for students, for past students and also for staff who have contributed to Giant Steps along the way as well. Yeah, so I know that we were founded by a group of parents within the community who, really felt that there wasn't an appropriate setting for their children to be catered for at school. Yeah, so a lot of work went into researching and planning for Giant Steps. Yeah.
Can you tell us how many students attend here now and whether that's changed over time, and then maybe talk a bit about what's involved in terms of the staffing?
Yes, yeah. So at the moment we have 48 students enrolled at Giant Steps, and that figure has just been slowly increasing as we've gone. In terms of the history, we have slowly built up by purchasing neighbouring properties and expanded the school as we've gone, and as that's happened, that's allowed us to be able to take on more enrolments. Yeah, so at the moment, as I said, we have 48 enrolments. We have a wait list in some of our rooms at the moment, and yeah, so we have class sizes typically between 8 and 12 to 13 students in each room, and quite a high staffing ratio for that number of students in the room. For a room who had, say, 10 students, we would have the classroom teacher plus 5 teacher assistants in the room, and that staffing ratio increases for each additional student in the room. So it's quite a juggling act managing staffing on a day-to-day basis, just depending on student numbers and staffing as well.
How are the rooms broken up? Is that sort of by age level or?
Yeah, so at the moment we have 4 different class groups at Giant Steps. So we have Green Room, which this year at the moment is prep to grade 2. We have Red Room, which is grade 2 up to grade 6 this year. We have Orange Room, which is grade 5 up to grade 9, and Blue Room, which is grade 9 up to grade 12. So the year levels in each room can vary a little bit year to year, and it's quite a process of looking at social factors, students' readiness, and also enrolment numbers to determine the year levels within each room. And that can vary a little bit as the year goes as well. Yeah.
So do you know roughly how many staff?
Yeah, so we would have roughly 45 staff at Giant Steps, so quite a lot of staff to help support our students.
I'm not aware of any similar sort of offering. Do students have to travel a little way to come?
Yeah, so at the moment we have 2 school buses. We run a bus to Launceston and a bus to Devonport. So we have quite a wide catchment area of students, but we also have students that travel further than that. So we have students that come from Ulverston to attend Giant Steps.
And is that each day?
Yes.
Wow, good
yeah.
effort.
And we have students that travel from Beaconsfield, Beauty Point even. Yeah, we've even had a student in the past who has travelled daily from Scottsdale. Yeah,
it is quite complimentary about what's being offered here.
Yes.
Why do you think students come here?
I think that we provide an educational setting where students can be themselves, and we provide a really individualised program that builds on students' strengths and interests and helps students to thrive in a school setting.
It takes a lot to get the organisation going and support the students and whatnot. Can you talk a little bit about how the funding works? Is it by the parents that send the kids, or is there a bit of a mix, or how that works?
Yeah, so we do receive government funding, but we also do charge school fees as well. We try to keep the school fees as low as we can because we don't want the fees to be a barrier for families. We are also very lucky. We do receive a lot of very generous donations from local organisations and community groups. The local Rotary and Lions groups, they are just fantastic in the support that they've shown us. Rotary, I know we're really instrumental in getting Giant Steps up and running. To start with, they provided quite a sizable funding to get the school up and running to start with. We've also had some grants from Bendigo Bank as well. They've been very generous in their support. And the Golden Opportunity Shop in Deloraine, they have also just been, their supporters just make such a difference to individual families who may otherwise not be able to afford the fees as well.
And the school is, did you say it was an independent sort of not-for-profit setup with a board?
Yes.
And
Yes, yeah.
What are some memorable moments that you've had?
Look, no 2 days are the same at Giant Steps, and I think the thing that makes Giant Steps special for the staff that work here is just the little things that happen all the time, where you get to see that growth and progress for a student. Just as an example, we had one student a while ago who just was absolutely not wanting to go in the pool or swimming. That was something that we put a lot of work into, and that first time that he just stepped in the pool, that was fantastic. We also have a student similar with the bus, just absolutely terrified to even be around the bus or near the bus. And through social stories and role plays and lots of work, staff just did a fantastic job. We got to the point where he was on the bus and travelling to school on the bus.
And some of the challenges?
Look, I think for me, just staffing and recruitment can be a bit of a challenge in this specialised setting, and with the shortages of teachers and things like that. So that's definitely a challenge that we face, but I know that lots of other settings experience as well.
What do you look for in staff?
Look, to be honest, we definitely look for qualifications and experience, but what we've found is that it's really the personality and character of staff coming in that makes all the difference as to how suited they are to the role.
Plans for the future?
At the moment we are doing quite a lot of master planning. So we're currently in the process of working on a bus transit area, which should be complete soon, which is fantastic. So that will provide us with a space for our buses to park and for students to get on and off, which will be fenced off and off-site from the main schoolyard, which is fantastic. And we're also in the process of looking at plans to build 2 new classrooms as well. And
that's all on the same site?
Yeah, on the same site, yes. That would involve building two new classrooms, removing one of our older buildings from the middle of our schoolyard and re-landscaping that into a nice quadrangle area for our students. And then once that is complete, we then have the ability to slowly work towards adding in an additional classroom.
So with the additional classrooms,
yeah,
how many students do you think might be able to attend?
So we would be looking at up to an additional 12 students in the class.
Okay, so potentially 60 students.
Yeah.
Does the school go on excursions, and what are some of the favourite trips? And what are some of the interesting things that they get up to?
Yeah, so our senior students, so students who are in Orange Room and Blue Room, they go off-site on excursions once a fortnight. It's a really valuable part of their learning to be able to get out within the community, build those social skills outside of the school setting, and also to participate in some learning off-site. A favourite excursion actually is AgFest. So our Blue Room students, that's an annual excursion that they do each year. And you You would think that something like AgFest would be quite overwhelming for some of our students, but the work that staff put in prior to going to AgFest, it's a really successful excursion and event, and really great for students to be able to get out and talk to community members. And yeah. We also, with our Blue Room students, they also have a program called Coffee Club, which is also quite a popular program across the school. So our students are working on developing their pre-work skills, communication skills. So through that program, they have one morning a week where they have developed a menu. They take the menu around to staff across the school. They take staff orders for drinks and then prepare and deliver the drinks as well. So,
very good.
Yeah.
What's your favourite part of the Meander Valley?
Oh, look, I would have to say just the community. We are so fortunate to have our school in Deloraine. The community is just so supportive, so welcoming, and just so fantastic. Yeah, the support that we receive through donations, but also just the interactions that our students have with community members. Yeah, it's just fantastic. We've often said that it wouldn't be quite the same to have Giant Steps anywhere else. It's really the community and the support of the community that's really special for us.